Have you been keeping up with Jones Road? Because I have, and I'm really pleased that I have. The brand has had 3 releases in the past month or so, and I thought we could go over them today. Now, of course, you know that Jones Road, I know you all know by now, is Bobbi Brown's brand after leaving her namesake brand so many years ago, and she has been quietly making inroads with Jones Road, keeping that minimalist Bobbi Brown aesthetic that just values pretty, clean, simple, easy makeup, no matter your age. That's Bobbi Brown's, that's her genre. That's what she's perfected over the years as a makeup artist. So we have 3 different releases. One of them actually you can't get for another day or so, depending when you're watching this video, but we'll discuss it. We've got some eyeshadow sticks, some mini Miracle Balms, and the brand new Lip Recharge Glossy Treatment Balm from Jones Road. Today on Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. I'm a fashion and beauty editor. I've done this on the other side of the camera, really on the other side of a keyboard, really, for 25 years. And that has given me the gumption and the confidence to start Not Fit for Print Beauty right here on YouTube, giving you a sort of digital beauty magazine to look through every day or so here on YouTube. So let's talk about what we have here and whether or not I think it's worth it. Full transparency, Jones Road sent all of these products over in PR. I would have bought them anyway. You know, if you've been with my channel, this is my rule about PR. I love PR because I get more shades to show you than when I buy it myself. But I don't end up showing you any PR that I would not have bought with my own money. So I put my money where my mouth is. PR just lets us get a few more shades than we normally would have. So let's start with these eyeshadow sticks. These are really interesting. I have 3 shades here. These were released in February. There's 8 neutral shades. Each shade is $32. They are all neutral, cool, warm, leaning cool, leaning warm, but essentially neutral eyeshadow sticks. Very Bobbi Brown. These are just essential, easy things, great for a smoky eye, great if, like me and so many of us, you have a hooded eye that you just want to kind of bring back and help recede because they are matte. Each one is $32. I have the shades Sand, Smoky Brown, and Dark Brown, so let me show you them. Here's Sand. That's pretty, isn't it? And we're going to use them a little bit. Smoky Brown. Sorry, I'm setting them up here on my table. Oh, they're so smooth. And here is Dark Brown. Hope these don't fall over. It could be creating quite a mess. See the difference between the smoky brown in the middle and the dark brown? And these just glide on, which is really nice because so many times when you get an eyeshadow pencil, they'll pull on the eye. I think if you ask me, I'm not a great fan of a lot of these pencils. But these from Jones Road, they're so smooth and they don't skip. They don't pull, and they don't crease. I'm sorry, I don't know why I was screaming. But, well, anyone who's ever had an eyeshadow stick crease knows why I was screaming. So let's start with the sand. I have some brushes here, but Bobbi Brown is so minimalist, you can go ahead and just use your fingers. This isn't going to pull on your eye, but I think I might use both. So what I'm going to do with sand is I'm just going to apply it kind of all over the eyes, almost like, do you know what this is like, you guys? It's kind of like, I know this is weird to say, I'm going to use a brush, but you can use your fingers. It feels like a MAC paint pot, but it doesn't skip as much because those can be a little drying. So this is so nice, and it gives you that playtime. It's just so creamy. Like, I don't know how to explain this. There is absolutely no drag. No drag whatsoever. You just kind of put it on like a cream, and then this one I'll do with my hands. I'm not pulling on my eyelids. I'm not anything. I just kind of tapped it in. And depending on your skin tone, that will be a darker shade on you. Now let's go in with the smoky brown. We'll use the dark brown too. But the smoky brown for someone like me is very key because I have hooded eyelids. So with this, as I blend, and again, I'm using my fingers just to show you how easy it is to blend, but you can use a brush if you prefer. This is dark, it's neutral, it's matte, and this will help with kind of creating a little bit of an effect, as you can see, with my eyes because my lids are hooded. So this just makes a little bit of a better look. Sometimes I'll use bronzer for this, but now that I have these, I'll be using this because it's just so easy to do and so smooth and just blends right in. And this is a very Bobbi Brown type of look, that minimal, easy, simple. These are, I'm going to put this deepest, darkest brown right here on the outer corner of my eye, even a little bit underneath. By the way, little trick here, you can use this as a liner, even, you can use this even on the inside of the waterline, you guys, because they're so smooth, so nice, so pretty. I'm just going to kind of line with it a little bit just to show you this deepest shade. I'm going to smudge it out. You don't have to. They're so easy to work with that I got to tell you, I am not generally a big fan of eye crayons or eyeshadow sticks. This is a beautiful one. And I actually like, I know you guys might say, yeah, but it's not going to come in those colors, those greens, those purples. Yeah, that's really not the point of these. They're so creamy that they're supposed to be this neutral shade. I mean, you can go ahead and put some sort of sparkle over this or color if you want. It's more foundational for the eyes. And for me, who doesn't tend to wear a lot of really big eyeshadow looks, I kind of like it because I can just have a really simple, easy, minimalist, sophisticated eye done. And they are so creamy. I think they are worth that money at $32 each. No skipping, no pulling. Okay, agreed, no shimmer, but that's not the point of these. The point isn't a shimmer. The point is almost like a complexion or base for the eyes, just to look pretty. I have a very little bit of mascara on, but with a little bit darker liner, and you could line with these if you want to, and a lot of darker mascara. It's a really pretty, sophisticated look. All right, let's talk about the mini Miracle Balms. Now, everybody who has followed Surratt Beauty knows about the Miracle Balms. And then Bobbi Brown brought out some mini Miracle Balms for a while. They were limited edition. Well, they're back. They're here to stay. And there are 2 new shades. We're going to look at the 2 new shades, actually. We'll do one on each side of the face. We're not going for a complete look here. We're just testing products. I have the shade Chic and the shade Cheeky. I'm going to show you that. These are 8.5 grams of product. This is the shade Chic that I'm holding up right here. These are 8.5 grams of product. The main Miracle Balm has 50 grams. So these are hugely smaller. Okay, and we have 2 new shades. Now these are $20 if you buy one. If you want to buy 3, you're going to end up paying about $19 a shade if you buy a little trio. And you can buy all 6 and then pay $18 a shade. And if you really use these Miracle Balms and like them a lot, these minis are great for gifts, they're great for travel, they're great for everything. So what do you use them for? Well, first thing you got to do with these is break the seal. You can apply these again with your finger or not. So you kind of push through the seal. And then here is one of the new shades. This is the shade Chic, which I'll put on next to our shades there. There's the shade Chic. I broke that. And then we have the shade Cheeky. I didn't see Cheeky on the website yet. So I'm going to break that there. These were introduced, earlier this month. And like I said, I didn't see Cheeky on this site when I went there, so hopefully it's coming soon. That's this one right here. So I'm going to show you Cheeky. You can use this as a blush. You can use this as a highlight. You can mix this in. You can use it all over your face. I wouldn't use this shade all over my face. That would be a bit much. I'm just going to use it kind of as a blush. You could tap it in. Just got to break through that top, and then it's going to give you a really pretty look. You can use this on the eyes. You could use this on the lips. We have something else for the lips now. You could run this underneath. You can run this up the sides. Isn't that that's a beautiful shade. Cheeky. It's one of the new ones. And then on this side of my face, I'll put Chic. I saw Chic already on the website. That's Chic right there. Chic, which would be C-H-I-C, of course, not cheek. Same idea. Now you can actually see I have a light, medium, neutral skin tone. You can see the difference in the shade Cheeky and the shade Chic. It's going to give a little bit of a luster, but not too shiny. Very, again, minimal Bobbi Brown. I'm kind of bringing it up over. You could put this, like I said, on the lips. I'm going to put a little bit of this shade across the bridge of my nose. Just looks like I got a little bit of sun. Isn't that pretty? And in these mini, I like these mini versions because I love having a product I feel I can really use up. And it depends, really depends on the shade. For instance, for me, I'll have to tell you what would make it worth it. This cheeky shade, I would just buy one and have it in this size. Some of the other shades you'd maybe want to use all over your face or almost use to bronze with or use just to buff out the skin, and then maybe you'd want the larger 50-gram size. So it depends on the shade. But like I said, you can collect them and trade them with friends. Kidding, but not kidding. Okay, now we have a product that is already available apparently on TikTok Shop, but if you're not a big TikTok shopper, you can actually get this on the Jones Road site, and that will be on the 19th of March, 2026. Just depends when you're seeing this video, and I'll put it down below. This is the Lip Recharge Glossy Treatment Balm. This comes in 9 shades, but Jones Road sent me over 3. This guy has a little bit of a vanilla mint, a really subtle vanilla mint scent to it, but the applicator, let me show you the applicator, has, of course, that cooling technology, and it's got shea butter in it. It's like 98 to 100% of users tested said they really felt that their lips were plumped, that it gave a little bit of a nice, pretty appearance, but it's also a treatment. Let me show you the shades I got. Again, there's 9, but I have 3. I have Lilac, so let me just show you what Lilac looks like. Yep, it's kind of a clearish purple. I have Petal. Let me show you Petal. Ooh, that applicator is nice and cooling. And then I'm going to show you Dahlia. That's our deepest shade. So I think I'm going to wear Dahlia, but I'd like to at least show you, because you're probably curious, what Lilac looks like. Now, if you ever find that these squeezy tubes with metal get away from you and put too much product on, if you feel that way, I encourage you to put it onto the back of your hand first, but I don't think these do. Okay, let's see if you can get that shift. That's really pretty. And this would be really, really pretty over another color. It just gives it like a slight little shift. There is no tingle. There's a slight minty feeling, but there is no tingle to these. There's no discomfort. There's no overwhelming mint or just like a gentle, pleasant mint vanilla. Pleasant is the word for it. It does not get crazy, and it doesn't have that plumping feeling. It treats your lips and therefore plumps them, but it doesn't have anything uncomfortable associated with it, okay? Here's the Dahlia that I promised earlier. And it really has a controlled application, but there's not a lot of color to it, as you see. To me, this is more of a treatment or something you could even put on over another color, or something that you would just have in your bag, in your desk at work, at the gym, in the car, just to treat your lips when you need just that little extra bit of something on your lips. Look how pretty that is. And those are coming in the next day or so, depending when you're watching this video, on the Jones Road website. Once they're out on the Jones Road website, I'll go back in and link them below in the description bar. But everything will be linked in the description bar, and where I can, I'll put it up here in YouTube Shopping. That allows you to watch the video and click away. I just have a lot of fun with Jones Road products, and I know some of you had told me that you don't necessarily always follow the brand. I am following it more and more and more, and I have found that so many of the products that Bobbi Brown releases under the Jones Road name are becoming staples in my basics category. And basics might not be sparkly, they might not be editorial, but what basics do is they give you that staple complexion base for your face, and that's what I feel this is. I can go ahead and add any glitzy stuff over or whatever my outfit that day or that evening calls for, but I'm really coming to rely on Jones Road for those beauty staples, beauty basics, and if you haven't followed the brand, I suggest you have another look into them. They're a little bit more seasoned now than they were when they started, and to watch the brand mature has been a great pleasure of mine. Honestly, I've become quite a fan. I would love to talk to you guys about this in the comment section, and also I'd see you over on TikTok and Threads, and I'm over on Instagram. We have a membership here on YouTube that you can join. We have weekly lives every Friday, and I would love to chat with you. I've got new products and all sorts of fun stuff coming up all the time, and I've done thousands upon thousands of makeup reviews professionally, so I hope I can be a go-to resource for you. Make sure you're subscribed. See you in the comments and in the next video. Bye-bye.